What is going on, YouTube? We're back for not a water change Wednesday, but just a random surprise live stream. I'm joined with Michael's Fish Room.
Hi, everyone.
His channel link is going to be in the description below if you want to go check him out.
Check it out.
He is, what do? You breed fish?
I breed fish for profit. I sell fish online, and I'm a goofball.
And he has a very laid-back approach to his videos, which I kind of enjoy. So Michael came by he wanted to check out the fish room and kind of film. So he's going to have a video up on his channel, I don't know when, but...
maybe tomorrow.
Oh, so you're going to ruin all my projects
Pretty
right
much.
away. Okay.
Yep.
So if you want to see the fish room that is currently going on, he's going to expose all my deep and dark secrets I've been keeping from
Not
you guys.
all of them. That one with the closet we're not talking about.
Yeah. All right. That one we'll keep secret. So Miss Lady Fair Pets on Instagram. Oh, and if you guys on YouTube didn't know, we're streaming also on Instagram. Whenever I go live on Instagram before anything else, so that way you guys know, because it notifies people, unlike YouTube that doesn't do its job. But Miss Lady Fair Pets says, what kind of fish do you breed?
I breed mostly guppies, all live bearers for now, but mostly guppies. I have some platies and some swordtails as well, and mollies. I used to breed angels. I don't really breed them anymore. I do keep them a little bit, and we will be doing apistos after the major fish room renovation.
Oh yeah, I see that you've been doing a renovation. It's like I don't know, 5 videos deep or something like that.
Yeah, I just start. You know, for those of you that don't know me, I see some names I recognize in the chat already, but I just kind of turn the camera on and talk. I don't really edit a whole lot. I have bloopers when I misspeak. The bloopers either stay in the video or I put them at the end. But that's what I do. Yeah,
so he's in the process of developing his fish room as well. I mean, I feel like mine will never be done. This will always be an ongoing thing.
Well, I'm on my third renovation.
Right.
Definitely a third generation of the auto water change system, but yeah, you set stuff up and no matter how much planning you do and you set it up and it works great, and then all of a sudden an idea and you change it, and that's what I do. So yeah. I'm actually making room for more tanks.
Well, that's always the process of how can we cram more tank space into what we already have.
That's right.
Pretty
and make it easy.
That is true. That's true. We were talking lots about my setup and how it compares to what he's done and stuff like that. So, but let's see. Somebody wants to know: did you do a review on a fluval canister filter a while back?
I did. I did do a review on a fluval canister filter. My, I guess a family friend was setting up a tank, and I unboxed. He bought the filter. I unboxed it and had it running on one of my tanks for like 6 or 8 weeks. So we could just set his fish tank up with an established filter.
Mm. And which one was it?
I think it was... I don't remember. It's not an FX... What's the model?
206 maybe?
I have like a 306.
All right, I have one.
It's 306 or a 406.
Gotcha.
And here's what I'll tell you. Priming it sucks.
So I have... I don't know what one that is. The small one back there next to the one that's actually hooked up?
Yeah.
I think... Is Aquatop the name? I don't know.
Yeah.
Aquatop? I think that's what that is. That thing is such a pain to prime. And it kept getting stuck. Like, it wouldn't suck. So I just was like, screw it, I'm going to buy a Sun and got rid of that one.
Aren't Sun Aquatop the same filters?
No. At least they are not created equally.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. The one that I have over there sucked. I don't remember. Maybe it was an Aquatop. I don't know. Let's see. Half beaks, is that a type of fish?
I don't know.
No?
Half blacks? I have half black guppies.
No.
Buy them on the website.
So Mike says, I really like your videos, Michael. Makes me feel like I could do it.
Yeah, it's easy. Just turn the camera on and talk. And don't be afraid.
Yeah, making videos isn't hard. It's actually pretty easy. It's just the time that it takes to do it and how like motivated you are to kind of get things done. Miss Fairlady Pets coming back with another question on Instagram that says, what kind of filtration do you use on your swordtails that you breed?
Sponge filters. Every tank in my fish room has sponge filters. I have some box filters as well, but that's all I use. They're all run by one central air pump, and I like them for breeding because it's easy for when fry are born and they need to eat, they can eat all the stuff that's on the sponge filter. Right. So I also don't clean them very often. If people want to know how to clean them, I don't.
Do you wring them out though, or you just leave them? No.
Maybe once every 6 months.
I mean, I haven't cleaned my canister filters in over a year, so that...
You win.
I'm right there along with you. I feel like I guess it's such controversial because everybody has an opinion about it, right? How a tank cycles and how it all works. I find that people have more problems the more changes you do. So when you clean a filter periodically, every month, let's say, or every 3 months or whatever it is, you do weekly huge water changes, you go OCD about cleaning stuff, you essentially make it so the parameters are always changing. There's always fluctuations. I feel fish do best when it's just constant. And we don't do all those things. I don't gravel vac. I just clean the front of the tank just so that way you can see in. I don't clean the backs of the tanks or the sides. I don't clean the filter. You know, if it's giving me an issue where there's a lack of flow, I'll go in, I'll readjust, but I don't run anything underwater. I kind of just leave it all sitting there and, just do my best to make sure it's working, and that's it. You know, I leave algae. I don't clean algae off rocks like you saw the tank over there. It's got algae growing all over it. I leave it. I think it's beneficial, and it keeps... I think it keeps fish healthier. I think the more you do, the more times your fish is going to get sick, because I constantly see it. My fish are getting sick. My fish are getting sick. It's like, well, my fish don't get sick. Like, I'm the only one that kills my fish, apparently.
So consistency is definitely the key. But, like, you have to be careful when you see something on the internet and they tell you, oh, you have to change X amount of water every week or in this time frame. Why? If you ask somebody why and they can't tell you, just move on.
Yeah. I feel like there's certain fish, obviously, like maybe like discus, that do need like pristine water changes every day, but I haven't kept discus to know, so I haven't put them through the ringer. There might be a technique out there that you could put discus in a planted tank and just leave them and not do water changes. I
mean, there's definitely fish that are more sensitive than others, but we were talking about your planted goldfish tank that if you look on the internet, people say you can't do. Right. I have a video where I have a goldfish with angels. But it worked. I mean, it was temporary. Would it work long term? I don't know. But I needed a spot for the goldfish. Actually, I needed the goldfish to eat the duckweed in that tank.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Let's see. Does he know about the meals your wife brings down for your guests? I don't know if he does.
He doesn't. But he's willing.
If she was home, unfortunately,
he likes to eat.
She's working right now, so. The half-beaks are a type of live bearer, he says.
I've never heard of half-beaks.
Me either.
What are they? Where are they from?
I was looking for wrestling half-beaks. I don't even know how to say that. I'm horrible with
Demogenes? I'm not saying the last word.
What pump do you have, I guess, for all your things?
What pump?
Like for your air pump?
Oh, it's Gemco LPH. I want to say 60. I don't know. I bought it 18 months ago. I don't remember what it is. I will be upgrading, though, to a bigger linear piston air pump. Just because, with expansion. So the pump is rated for, I don't know, like 30 tanks, it says. Well, it's currently running 55 with no problem. So, but I don't want to run out of air. So I will definitely be upgrading soon as a relative term, to a linear piston air pump because they use less electricity.
Yeah, or at least I have been experimenting with air stones on all the planted tanks, at running them at night, because my friend Kevin, who is well more versed in plant keeping and all that, he's been in it way longer, has more experience. He says that you can have CO2 and oxygen exist in a tank together. A lot of people believe that you can you use an air stone to gas off CO2, and therefore your CO2 levels can never drop or never raise the way you want them to affect plant growth.
Right.
Right. I know you're not a plant guy, but so I was thinking about putting in a whole airline system as well. Right now I have 3 tanks on an Airstone to see if there is any changes that I can see before I do the rest of them. But yeah, I was thinking about doing something like that as well for it. Let's see. What's up, world famous fish fam? What's up? Let's get it. Rick says, Justin, what's the plant of the day on your site? Yesterday was Val's. Oh, yeah. So if you guys didn't know, real quick plug here. There's a sale going on. It's called Plantmas from now until the 25th.
Plantmas.
Plantmas.
Like Christmas with plants.
Plantmas.
Clever.
How original.
Very
right?
clever.
I wonder if anybody's used it before. I should look it up. I should Google it. If not, I'm trademarking it. Anyway. So from the 1st till the 25th, there will be 1 plant or more available on the site for under $3. It's $1 to $3 sale. So yesterday was $1 valves. Today is $1.50 mossballs. So limited. I ask that you only order 5 because we want to try and accommodate everybody. And do make sure that you use shipping. There's free shipping because the idea is if you order plants every day, because every day is a new sale, that you don't have to continuously pay shipping. So there's one option there to get free shipping to add on to that order, but do make sure you have a shipping charge for at least one of the orders, so that way it gets billed properly. Otherwise, I gotta send you an invoice, and then you're gonna yell at me. I didn't know there was shipping.
We don't want anyone to yell.
Yeah.
Right.
Fish makes enzymes for dry seasons to stop growing. That's why I do water changes to remove the enzymes. I never knew that. Is that true?
Fish make enzymes for dry season to stop growing. That's why I do water changes to remove enzymes. Okay.
I mean, listen, you may know more about it than I do. I just find that my fish don't get sick when I don't do water changes. So
here's my 2
possible.
cents on water changes. Joey does X amount of water changes. Frankie does X amount of water changes, and Anthony, those are all Italian guys, does X amount of water changes. And if it works for them, it's right for them. But that doesn't mean it's going to be right for you. You have to find what works best for you. So here's my, I guess, 4 cents. On tanks that I have to manually change water, which in my house is only 1, everything else is on an auto water change system, I change water when nitrates reach a certain predetermined level. And for me, it's 40 parts per million. That could take a week. It could take 3 weeks. It depends on your fish load and what you're feeding. And that's how I do it.
Yeah, I concur with that. I mean, nitrates is really the defining factor. If your tank is cycled, you shouldn't have ammonia. You shouldn't have nitrites. If your tank is seasoned, it should be able to handle fluctuations, especially if it's a planted tank.
Yeah.
Because plants will absorb almost anything that is going to be harmful in high dosages, because they're going to absorb it as stuff that they can use. Because that's nature. You have plants that take care of decaying matter. They absorb the nutrients. Animals eat the plants, and then that whole cycle goes. So
circle of life.
Yep. So it all is one big circle. So having that, once you have a seasoned tank and it's good, I feel like you can do water changes whenever your nitrates get too high. And if you have enough plants, they'll never get too high. So
let me just take a second to say hi to V-Stag and Jay and JH and Turbo, Dank. I'm sure I'm missing people that I know from YouTube, so if I missed you, hi.
Those are the, I feel like if this was a bar scene, right, those are the usuals that come in at like 2 o'clock to get a beer on their lunch break or something. Like, yeah, I'm in the middle of my shift.
Why not? Yeah. Why not?
I can agree to this. Seems anytime I do clean my tank, I may get dead fish soon after. That's why I'm more okay with snails and plants. Less I mess with it, the better.
Okay.
So, Tanks, what's going on? V-Stag says, hit that like button. Thank you, V-Stag. Appreciate it. Kevin Grant. Who's Kevin Grant? I don't know. Michael, I found your YouTube channel. I now have to binge watch. I now have something to binge watch. Always willing to learn from experienced hobbyists.
I don't know who the experienced hobbyist is, but
how long have you been in the hobby for?
Well, continuously, or when did I first start? So,
well, yeah, I guess go through the story.
I first started when I was like, I don't know, 8, and now I'm like 100. So many years, but I had a couple of fish tanks in the house about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and one of the tanks had discus in it, and they were like the only fish I really, really cared about. And about 7 years ago, both discus died in that tank, and I basically drained all the tanks and just left them where they sat. And then about almost 2 years ago, I started my fish room in my basement again. But I've been in and out of the hobby for probably 40 years.
Damn.
Yeah, well, I'm old.
You don't look it.
Anyway.
So yeah, enough, Justin. I can't fit no more plants in my 55. Well, hey, look,
$1 per gallon sale will be on soon. Buy another tank.
Exactly, $1 per gallon. I was thinking about doing a sale, maybe next time Petco or whichever one does $1 per gallon, being like, show me a receipt of your $1 per gallon, and I'll give you like $25 worth of free plants or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, just be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is Petco that does $1 per gallon, but PetSmart will match it.
Yeah.
As long as it's a published price.
Let's see. I agree. I change water when nitrates are approaching 40 parts per million. I have 2 German blue rams who are supposedly sensitive to high nitrates in the hobby 6 months now. It's possible. I mean, like, there are more fish that are more sensitive than others, and I just try and keep it good for what I do have. Hold on 1 second. You can read the questions.
I'm gonna read the questions. So, blue rams. Blue rams or German rams are funny because it really depends on where you get them, the stock, and how they grow, how long they last. But yeah, I mean, 40 parts per million is my water change spec. Yeah. Look, someone's talking another language. Do you have successfully growing?
It's Ultracoleria, grinifolia, or whatever. It's UG for short, because I suck at pronouncing scientific names, if you couldn't tell. I haven't grown it successfully, no. From what I've gathered, a lot of people tell me it's relatively easy, but I don't know. I haven't grown it to know.
Kyle, you changed your name again, Kyle. It's been a long time, buddy. How are you? How are the chickens? Sorry.
Oh, Shireen is, she says, I'm 3 months into the hobby and 8 tanks so far. Jesus.
Multi-tank syndrome has taken over.
So you either have a significant other, or depending on how old you are, maybe parents that are cool with it and or roommate, or you're just doing it behind their back and it's like a crack addiction and you're, nobody knows yet. It's like you have a closet set up and it's like and you're like, nobody knows.
It's a secret room.
It is.
What kind of fish do you keep in those 8 tanks, Shireen? Is that how you say her name?
I think Shireen, maybe.
Shireen,
maybe.
Shireen. Tell me how I say it, please. I suck at names too.
What? Did Michael come over to get some plants and substrate? He needs more plants in his tanks.
Every tank has plants. They just...
You need more plants.
Happens to be Java moss.
No, you need more Java moss. More things other than Java moss.
Not to... For... Guppies to...
Hey, look at it this way. If you had guppy grass...
I do have some guppy grass. Yeah.
Well, but you get it. You could sell those too. You could sell plants with your fry and your guppies.
Or I could just send people here.
Well, but here's the thing, and this is why I don't mind helping out other people that sell plants, because I can only grow so much. So
that's a good point. If I could grow more Java moss, I could sell it, because I get asked every day if I sell it.
There you go. And if you had guppy, so you need guppy grass, hornwort, maybe some floating plants.
I need hornwort, definitely.
Anacris? Do you have anacris growing?
I have anacris. I have water sprite.
You have water sprite. Do you have lace or the regular?
I'm going to go with the regular because it doesn't look lacy.
Okay, because the lace has much finer, like the leaves are very narrow. And it actually is probably one of the best biological spawning mops that you can have because the leaves just entangle in each other. It's
No, mine's not lacy. What? So water sprite and water wisteria.
right.
I don't remember which one I have because they look the same.
Well, I'll show you the difference. There's clear differences.
Plant expert.
They're nothing alike. Their leaf structure looks similar, but when you get down to it, one's a stem plant, one's a rosette plant, and water sprite it produces by it grows babies off the sides of its leaves versus a stem plant where it grows side shoots or
See, now I gotta research what I have, so
Yeah.
I stopped because I call it both. So when people go, "Oh, you just call that water sprite,"
And
it's
see-
water wisteria. I'm like, no, I said water wisteria.
No, see that now you're making it hard for people like me because then people are like, I got this plant, somebody told me it was this, and it's not.
They do that with guppies too.
Yeah. Let's see. Jesus, there's a lot of questions here. She said I was saying it right, so it's Shireen. Shireen.
Okay.
I think. Maybe I said it wrong. I don't know. My dad got me into the hobby. I started helping him when I was 7. I started off using fake plants. Then I now currently started using live plants because of me. Oh, thank you, creatures.
Aww.
Aw. More plants.
God, you spelled plants wrong. Haha. Hi, Brian.
I am 1 year into the hobby and I have 14 tanks and ordered an 8 ordered coming soon. Jesus, Carl.
8 ordered. Where did you order them from, Carl?
You're about to catch up to me. You might even pass me. I don't think I have that many.
Hi, Fish Life.
What's your favorite substrate for planted tanks? So I use right now my favorite one would probably be fluorite black, just because it's a similar grain size to sand, but it doesn't compact as much, so it's much better. But it's not so I don't know, chunky as other substrates are, like Eco Complete and Seachem clay or Seachem red, whatever it is. What size tanks are holding? What size tanks are your holding tanks that you sell plants out of? They're all 40-gallon breeders.
I think that's a pretty common size for plant breeders, plant sellers.
I mean, well, a lot of the smaller guys use bigger tanks. I find the footprint of a 40-gallon breeder to be nice. A lot of people use like a 125 and all that, but I don't. So to light a huge tank like that costs a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. If you're gonna grow easy plants, that's one thing. But I have a lot of rare stuff, so having that in a 120 and trying to grow that would be impossible.
You need more light.
Yeah, I'd need to spend a fortune on light, and I already spent a fortune on light. I'd have to spend even more. Like it'd have to be my firstborn.
More fortune.
Yeah. So, does anyone sell Java moss in bulk? Well, I have Java moss that I sell. If right now there's a volume discount on the website. If you order 3 or more of most plants, you get 15%. I think it is 5 or more, you get 20%. I think it's 7 or more, you get 25, and like 9 or more is 30% off or something. I don't know, something like that. That's on the site. I forget what I put them at, but yeah, you get just order a bunch of quantities and you get a significant discount. It's practically bulk.
Jay bought fish for me. It's funny because I think his mom, correct me if I'm wrong, your mom lives in the same town I do, and you used to live there, right? But he bought angels from me, and I don't know, like a minute after he got them, they spawned for him. Very nice.
That's awesome.
Let's see. No, Java moss is hard to find in bulk. Try Aquabid.
I mean, I get it. I get it by the kilogram now. I have a source for it that's good.
A kilogram of Java moss. It's probably a lot of Java moss.
Yeah, it's a lot. It fills up a 10-gallon, like just wall to wall.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. My Java friend has started to do some kind of mutation. Any idea what it could be? Because I'll show you if you allow links. I don't allow links, but you could just shoot me a message and I'll help you out.
Seems like Java moss likes cooler water. What do you think about that?
I think in nature it comes from a cooler stream. I think it's possible. Yeah. Certain mosses like different temperatures, and so it's tricky.
It's interesting. I'm gonna have to play with that. Put some in a high tank and put some in a low tank, which is normally cooler, and see what happens with the same light.
Kyle says, damn baller, Justin buys Java by the kilo. That's right. Got racks on racks on racks.
On racks on racks.
Best mop plant for shrimp tanks? Best mop. What do you mean, like spawning mop?
Do you mean like the best plant for a shrimp tank?
Yeah, is that...
I mean, any moss or little plant like that would be good, no?
Moss is great. All the plants that we named for guppies would be great too. A lot of places for them to, graze on, as well as floating plants. The floating plants that I have in the 55 have detritus that build up on the roots. The shrimp go up there, they eat them. Matter of fact, I posted a picture up on Instagram of the shrimp hanging upside down by the roots, and then I wrote a Spider-Man jingle to it. Spider shrimp, spider shrimp, spider shrimp.
You wrote that?
Yeah, it was on my post because it was the same day that Marvel released their Infinity War trailer.
I did watch the Infinity War trailer 300 or 400 times.
Yeah, it broke the internet that time. it was more popular than the Kim Kardashian thing. Where
it didn't break the internet like the first Star Wars trailer did, though. Just saying, Star Wars is better.
No, I'll disagree with you. No. There's nothing quite like the Infinity storyline, so...
So I might actually still have the whole original Infinity War series. I know I have Infinity War number 8, the new Spider-Man costume, but I used to be a huge comic book nerd.
Oh, yeah?
Huge, yeah. Long time ago.
I have a bunch there in my closet somewhere.
They're worthless, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, Famous Jones says, Michael, what's your favorite fish? Guppies. I'm a guppy nerd.
Well, you couldn't tell. I mean,
guppies, yeah.
Guppy.
Yeah.
What is that, tetra or guppy?
No, they're guppies.
Okay.
That's a green cobra guppy. I don't know what those are, and that's an angel. I used to love angels too. I still like angels, but long story. Free floating plant. I don't know what Brian means.
I don't know. Let's see. There are some questions on Instagram real quick. Let's take some of those. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. There's a lot of questions here. Okay. What is your YouTube channel, Michael? It's...
Michael's Fish Room.
But your link is Dylan Andrews' dad?
Yep. Dylan Drew's dad.
Oh, Dylan Drew's dad. Okay, I read that wrong. Dylan Drew's dad. You could look him up or look up Michael's Fish Room. I'm sure either one will get you there. Tammy, let's see. When I didn't know how to properly do water changes, I would do 100% every time and even clean all the gravel. Always ended up with dead fish and probably spent over $160 on fish. Now, no dead fish.
Yay!
Other than sick ones. Well, yeah, so a lot of people... I've seen this misconception tons of times. People think they have to clean it thoroughly. Like, they take out the gravel. They scrub the decorations. They
use soap and water.
Yeah, like, no. I actually have a toothbrush around here. I use a toothbrush if I ever need to, like, clean up, like, any sort of string algae that I don't want. Jake, one of my employees, says give him guppy grass. We have too much.
Yes, give him guppy grass. Jake, you're the man.
What is your favorite moss? What is your favorite moss? I have a pleco cave. I want to cover it in moss. Can't decide what to choose. Well, you only have Java moss, right? Okay, so this question's solely on me. A good one that I actually have a lot of is Christmas moss. That one, Java moss is nice, but Christmas moss has a better texture, I feel, and looks cooler. Java
Do you have both here?
Yeah.
You have to show me Christmas moss so I can see it.
Yeah. MTS happens so fast. It's
Yeah,
like
it
magic.
does.
One night you have one tank, and then the next you have time. That is true. I have a 12-gallon tank and an internal 230-hour filter. How many guppies can I have? Tank is medium planted.
Say that. Read the whole question again.
I have a 12-gallon tank
Yeah.
with an internal filter, 230 gallons per, or 230 liters per hour. I don't know what that is, gallons. How many guppies can I have? Tank is medium planted.
So, it doesn't really matter your filtration. What matters is how often you want to change water. If you want to change water every day, you could probably have 30 or 40 guppies in there. If you want to change water once a week, you probably only want 4 or 5 guppies in there. That's a hard question to answer honestly and accurately. But if you have a male and a female guppy, you will eventually have babies, so keep that in mind as well. Sorry that didn't really answer your question.
Yeah, it's everything's relative to how many fish and stuff you have going, so it could be tricky to give you an exact answer. Thoughts on fluvial fluoride black sand? I haven't used it. I like the regular black. The sand looks too fine, might compact over time. I think the regular black is just good enough. I'm new to the hobby. Is a nitrogen system necessary? If you're talking about CO2 system, no. Well,
not for most plants.
Well, nitrogen system. I'm thinking he's referring to CO2.
I think so too.
Okay. Fluvial edge, good or bad for plants and tanks? I've never used one. You have a fluvial edge?
I don't.
Fluvial flex is nice though. I have 6 and I do 30% water change every week.
The fluvial edge question, it really depends on how deep the tank is and how much light you have, right?
Yeah. So I think the light that comes with it isn't the best. I think that was one of the issues I read with it. I haven't had it, so I don't know for sure. I like the flex. I have both the 9 and the 15 gallon. The 9's actually upstairs. You didn't get to see that one because I'm not allowing you to spoil my video.
I'm going there next.
Yeah. Okay. So that one, they're both good. This one's growing plants great. I love it. So guppies always died on me, and all other fish were fine. So I have a question, since you keep guppies, and I kind of concur with that statement. Guppies die on me. When I first got them, they died like, that was just like one after another, whatever. My logic, though, is I've read and seen people that introduce salt into the aquarium. Small amounts of aquarium salt or whatever the hell they use. Do you find that guppies do better in salt water? Like a slightly salinified, if that's a word, salinified?
Salinified. So there's two schools of thought. If you buy guppies from a reputable breeder or store, and they put salt in their water, you will have to put salt in your water for those guppies to thrive. Okay. They may survive, probably not without salt. All my guppies are 100% fresh water, so I know that when I send them to someone, I don't have to tell them you need to have salt or whatever.
Okay.
Guppies also like hard water. So the salt question depends on if the breeder, you have to ask, do you put salt in the water? Some old school breeders swear by it. Some new school breeders swear by it. I don't use it.
Well, because the salt, what I think it is it cuts down on any sort of infections or parasites or anything, because they can't survive in slightly salinified, I'm going to use that word, salinified water. But also, it, what was I going with? So it cuts down on the bacteria and parasites.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other thing I was going to say.
And it does other stuff.
Yeah, it does other stuff. It's good for the fish. But that's only a small amounts of salt. It's not like you're not putting them in brackish water.
Right,
You're adding small amounts of salt. But then the other question is, a lot of people ask me, well, I put salt in my Betta or Guppy tank, because Betta's, I've seen it be common with too, that they salt the water as well. But you can't have plants in that, because the amount of salt that you have to add to do anything to the fish, I feel, is enough
harmful
to kill
the plants.
Yeah, it's harmful to plants. So.
Yeah, all my fish are grown in 100% fresh water. Mollies. A lot of people put
their
mollies in brackish water or solidified. Is that the word you use?
Yeah, that's
salted water.
Salted water. Salty water.
Salty water.
It's salted. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. Let's see. Austin says, "Hey Justin, I just set up a DIY CO2 on my 5-gallon that has medium to high light and a good size plant load. I have it at 3 bubbles per second, and going well. What rate do you recommend?" Just watch it. I would that 3 bubbles might be high. Just keep an eye on it. I run 1 or 2 bubbles a second on my 55-gallon. So you're adding a lot more CO2 into a much smaller volume of water, so just be very careful.
Did you see he looked at me after he said that like I was going to agree or disagree? You might as well be speaking Japanese. I have no idea.
Why does my Anubis plant melt? Due to algae? It could be. Tank, send me a message with maybe a picture, and I can look at your Anubis and see what goes on. Cherry barbs in a 5.5 gallon? Ever kept cherry barbs?
I haven't. Cherry barbs in a 5.5 gallon?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
How many cherry barbs were we going to put in a 5.5 gallon?
I mean, they get to be about this. I've seen them this big before. So they get to be, 2-3 inches. I would recommend at least a 10-gallon for maybe like 2.
Okay.
Maybe like 4 you could put in a 10-gallon, maybe. But they should actually be kept in schools of, I think, 5 or 6 because the male to female ratio has to be a certain way, otherwise they all attack each other.
Otherwise things get funky.
Mm-hmm. Question: I've been researching information on Christmas moss and its need for CO2. I've been reading conflicting reports about some websites say it needs low CO2 and others say it doesn't need CO2. I have Christmas moss growing in my little 10-gallon back there with not even a decent light and no CO2. It's fine. So don't believe everything you say or see on the internet.
That's true. That's true.
My angels ate all the anacris I just purchased. An expensive snack. Oh, damn, really?
Angels ate Anubis? Anacris?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Is there anything else in that tank?
Oh, Austin clarifies. 1 bubble per 3 seconds. Okay, yes. No, you're good then, Austin. Sorry, I read it the other way around.
A third bubble per second.
Yes.
See how I did that math without taking my shoes off?
All right, let's get back to some questions on YouTube. What are some good pea puffer friendly plants? Have you ever kept pea puffers?
I haven't.
Any kind of puffer?
Nope.
It's one of the fish that I've been like
Me too.
eyeing, and I'm like,
Pea puffers definitely have piqued my interest. Actually, puffers in general, but pea puffers because I like small stuff.
Yeah.
But I haven't.
Do you have any monster fish, like any big fish, or is it's all nano fish?
Oh,
Small fish.
Small fish.
Yeah.
Although I will probably be getting a flower horn soon.
Oh God.
Can't help it. It's cool.
That's another one. Let's see.
So Horseshoe Betta says, "Hey Michael, how's Bruce? Bruce is doing well."
Who's Bruce?
Bruce is a Betta of mine, a koi Betta.
Oh, okay.
We named him on the channel. I ended up just naming him Bruce because he was born and bred in New Jersey. Bruce Springsteen, big Springsteen fan.
Gotcha.
Blah, blah, blah.
Makes
so,
sense.
Yeah, he's doing well, thank you. Have you seen his new tank, Horseshoe? I put him in a new tank.
Definitely don't put weeping moss in a discus tank. Discus ate the weeping moss, I take it. I have a colony of shrimp. They love being in the mountain of sponges that I stacked despite the giant clump of java moss next to it.
That's because that's where all the food is.
Yeah, there's more surface area on the sponge, and that's where bacteria is probably growing on the moss as well, but you're going to have a large concentration there, and if, shrimp don't eat plants, they eat the microfilm, that grows on it. It's essentially what they're doing. They're just eating a microfilm. I was doing some more research because now that, well, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but that shrimp eat, they don't really eat, like, people think they eat algae. They don't really eat the algae. They eat the microfilm. Like, if you have, like, algae on your glass or algae on your rocks, they're not going to eat it. Amanas are the exception. They do eat, like, blackbeard algae, but, like, cherry shrimps and any of the Cardinia species, they're only eating microfilm, not eating, algae, essentially.
Kyle,
at least from research I've done.
Kyle says the shirt. His shirt or my shirt? Because you can buy my shirt.
We both got shirts on from ours. I actually had to dig through my drawer because I was like, well, if we're gonna do a video, let me make sure I'm a billboard for myself.
That's funny. I couldn't decide if I'm gonna have a billboard for me or another YouTuber because I have many YouTuber shirts.
If you would have showed up with anybody's shirt that that we have had discussions about, there would have been major problems.
Well, I'm glad I didn't then.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. What guppies do you like to breed the best?
The ones that make the most money, which currently are black panda guppies. So I like fish. I like the fish room. I like tinkering. I'm a do-it-yourselfer. But to be honest, I'm doing it to make money. So I breed what sells.
Makes sense. Otherwise, if you bred what didn't sell, you just have a ton of fish.
Right,
and,
right.
So you got into selling fish because you wanted a way to pay for your hobby.
That's correct.
Now, now you're more of a business than paying for the hobby? Like, you're actually... No, I'm putting you on the spot here, but are you like actively trying to make it like the next big thing? Are you like trying to be a
No.
well-known fish breeder out there?
I mean, that would be nice, but
or is it just like extra pocket cash?
it's
enough
like
to cover
extra
the
pocket
hobby and
cash,
a little
extra cover the enough cash to cover the fish room, some extra cash,
Right.
For other toys I want to buy if I want to buy other toys. But
Okay.
it's still a little bit of a hobby. I mean, I enjoy doing it.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I like going to the fish room and
Yeah.
messing around and making videos and stuff. But
Okay, because I'm not done till I have an Amazon-sized warehouse full of grow tanks.
dude, Amazon warehouses are ginormous.
They are. My company's building one right now. It's huge.
Ginormous.
Multi-million-dollar project.
Wow.
Multi-million. And these guys have money. Like, they're just like, oh, $1 million change to the drawings? No problem.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Lumpy Dog, how are you, buddy?
Surprise live stream bloopers. What lumpy? Oh.
What did we
Remember
miss?
my guppy on Wednesday? It died, so I'm assuming it was an internal parasite. Oh, that sucks.
Sorry, killer.
Yeah. I hate when fish dies. When are we going to get an update on your goldfish?
Is that for you or for me?
Do you have goldfish?
I have one.
Have you done videos on him? Is he a character like I've told you?
No, he's not a character.
Lucky is a character.
Oh.
Yeah. You see what I did there? Lucky. If people want to know about Lucky. Lucky's update video will be coming. I like legit. I have like 15 videos stacked, ready to go. Like I just have to edit them. So Lucky's video hasn't even been filmed yet. I have some B-roll footage, but I haven't even like gone in there and.
Yeah, I have like 15 videos also.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, the one a week. Just make it the best video you can once a week.
Interesting.
Put all the time and energy into. It's like building a sculpture. You just want that sculpture to be beautiful at the end of it. Not to say you can't make beautiful things, daily or whatever it is, but it's like
I can't make beautiful things once a week, so. Famous Jones is getting some Odessa bars from Greg Sage.
Is there any way or any easy way to remove string algae from sponge filters?
Oh.
Get yourself a nice toothbrush, preferably one that you don't use to brush your teeth, and this. Yeah, get in there and you twirl like this. Keep one around because got hair algae sometimes.
I'm lucky I don't have any black string algae. There's some green string algae in my Betta tank. At least there was. I don't know if there still is. But, anywho.
Barbs are my favorite fish. Getting some Odysseus barbs from Greg Sage next week. Nice. Eric says, hey guys, I have a 8-gallon cube with a male beta. I want to get some small fish to put in it. Any suggestions?
Don't.
Don't?
Nope. I mean, an 8-gallon is so. Can you put a betta in a vase or a 1-gallon? Sure you can, but it's really not great for them. And bettas are like people; they have personalities. So some bettas will get along with other fish, and some won't. But what happens if they don't?
Yeah.
So
if
I
you
like.
have yeah.
I like to keep bettas alone.
You could probably put a snail, like a mystery snail or a narite snail.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a small tank, and betas are somewhat territorial. They may go after them. So.
Depending on how long their fins are, they could, get fin rot quite easily if the water, takes a poop quickly.
Yeah. So, keep that in mind. If you want to try it, like we, said earlier, I'm about pushing boundaries. You can, of course, try something, but be ready to have a backup plan. A second tank to put those fish in, or bring them back to the fish store. So, so how much for the guppy grass we've been talking about in DM? Yo, Brett, you want my guppy grass? Sell you a kilo. Where's my baggies? Got some right here. It's that Bubba Kush. No, well, I'll hook you up. Don't worry. Just haven't had a time to get to all my DMs. There's so many.
He's so popular.
I'm so popular.
They all want his grass.
They all want my grass. All of it. What easy plants would you recommend for a nano tank? Well, it depends on the style of the nano tank. Are you going low tech, I'm guessing, because you want easy plants? So for that, I would go like moss ball, Nubis Nana Petite, maybe some red tigerlos, although those get big, but they, you could trim them to keep them small. Some 4-leaf clover dwarf, the dwarf variation will be good.
So Horseshoe Betta says, I sure did see his new tank. Watch our videos. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Neo Tetra says shrimp are a very profitable business as well. You don't have shrimp?
NTA. I don't have shrimp. I've been toying with shrimp.
Any success?
No, I mean I've been toying with getting shrimp.
Mentally preparing yourself.
Yeah, and so any success? No, I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
I feel like at least in my case, I'm going to spend X amount of money trying to just establish a colony, and hopefully that colony produces enough to balance out the X amount of dollars I spent in trying to get there in the first place.
Yeah, I think about shrimp a lot, and I was close. I was talking to Rob for a while about it, and then life happened, and I stopped. So
damn, we've been going for 45 minutes already. Holy shit!
Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. All right, so we're gonna cut this in about 15 minutes. Sound good?
Sound good to me.
Do you know how to breed pea puffers?
So you have to turn the lights down and play Barry White.
Light some candles. Gotta make sure you feed them, though, of course.
I don't know how to breed them, do you?
No, I don't. Yeah. I have no idea.
I bet if you ask Google, they'll tell you, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Google or, who breeds pea puffers? Does anybody on YouTube breed pea puffers? I feel like if you Google or YouTube to pea puffers, you'll probably find somebody.
I'm sure. There's videos about everything.
Yeah.
Susan from SLC Aquatics. Hi, Susan. How are you?
Susan?
Did I just see your husband is sick on Facebook, Susan? I'm sorry if I'm bringing bad thoughts, but...
I want to get some nice Endler live bearers soon.
Cool.
I got two. I got to actually redo their tank. Or their vase, I should say.
I saw it. It's a vase. It's really nice looking. And the Endlers are nice.
Yeah.
Nice Endlers.
Margaret picked those out. She's like, I want colorful fish. And she saw them, and I'm like, oh, yeah. All right,
so Perth Cichlid says, what size tank to breed a trio of guppies? You can do it in a 5.5 gallon, no problem. Here's a trick to breeding guppies. Lots of hiding places, good food, and clean water. And you will have babies every 28 days.
So lots of hiding places goes back to h2oplants.com. You'll want to go pick up, some... you know what? I've been meaning to do this. I want to set up 4 different packages. I want to set up 5 different packages, sorry. I want to set up a package for bettas, a package for guppy breeding, a package for shrimp, and a package for cichlids, and a package for goldfish.
A package for cichlids, but you can't keep plants and cichlids together.
Well, I've actually heard crips do very well with cichlids. Like, outside of what I'm testing here. Yes. So.
Any experience breeding mystery snails?
Mystery snails are done. Yeah, so those... No, I've never bred them, have you?
Mm-mm.
So they... Mystery snails. That's the one... Which one is the one that lays the egg sac above the waterline? I think that's mystery snails. Yeah, mystery snails lay the egg sac slightly out of the water, but it needs to be in a humidified area. So what you want to do is when you do try and breed mystery snails, and this is only what I've heard from Corey, from Aquarium Co-op, is when you breed them, you want the tank lid to be tight and on so the humidity stays at the top of the tank, and you want to decrease your water level a little bit so there's some air gap there between the water surface and whatnot. And then, I don't know what you do after that. I don't know if you just leave them be, if you collect the clutches.
No, you just leave them be, and then they hatch, and then...
just plop down. Okay.
Yep.
So, there you go. We pieced that together. Neither of us have ever done it. Or at least I know I haven't.
Me neither.
Shrimp are easy once you get them going. Nice. Oh, Susan asked a question. Justin and Michael, I need help with my crips growing. After propagating them, do I trim off the old yellowing stems and give root tabs to the new growth? So if you're planting them in the same tank, right? So if you have all the crips in the same tank and you're propagating out, putting the plant back in there, as long as you have root tabs somewhere around where you're planting them already, I wouldn't like adjust the schedule of putting in root tabs. Like if you just put in 1 month ago in that same area, you're probably fine. And any old yellowing or turning to mush leaves, yeah, I would remove them because they're not doing the plant any good. So,
plant guy.
Yeah. I haven't seen guppy grass on your website. Is there another name for it? It's actually not on the website just because so many people ask for it, and and it doesn't grow that fast for me. That's the thing. Like I have some, but it's like one person's gonna order, it's all gonna be gone, and I'm being summoned again. So hold on.
There is another name for it. It's called Naja grass, but it's not on this website, so you're not gonna find that either. Do you guys have any shoe tanks? So I read that comment and I'm like, what does he mean? And then right afterward, what does she mean? Show tanks. So he has a really nice show tank upstairs. He did a video on it. I watched it. I have one show tank, but it's not very nice. Kyle, getting us bred ones is very important since they will be used to treated water versus Asian imports. Kyle, what the hell did you just say? Kyle. What? Getting
U.S. bred ones.
See, I read it as us.
No, U.S. bred ones.
Bred ones. Yeah, I think you're talking about guppies.
Shrimp.
Oh.
Shrimp. Yeah. I got. Well, no, I'm not gonna spoil that. I got something. Though.
I'm gonna spoil it though.
No. I'm gonna put an embargo on that video. You gotta wait 3 months before you can air it because that's it. Legit. That's how much content
you spelled 12 hours wrong.
That's legit. How much there is in that. That like there's still videos that are here now that won't be uploaded probably for at least 8 weeks.
Luckily, I'm not sure. Although it does appear there are many people that watch both our channels.
I guess so. I mean, I never heard of this guy before the other day.
So, Neon Tetra Aquarius, why can't I speak? Because it's normal. NTA, as I call him. Put some roses and chocolates in the water, breeds fish every time, and candles for the lighting. That's true. That's what you got to do.
Do you guys have any show tanks? Oh, I missed that question before you were talking to them.
Yeah, because I read it as shoe tanks, and I'm like, what the... Oh.
Well, I mean, you could take a shoe box. And...
That's what I thought. I'm like, does she make tanks out of a shoe? Anyway.
So wait, do you have any show tanks?
I have that one 30-gallon that, you know, the water is like this high from the top.
Right.
And water wisteria, apparently that's what I have, Kyle says, is growing out of the top.
Oh, yeah, if it's growing out the top, it's water wisteria.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. It's water wisteria. See? See how easy
it's
that
not
was?
water sprite. Don't confuse it.
No, I won't. I probably will eventually, but I won't now. But that's it, and it's a disaster. I think I'm going to take that tank down and put a 55 in its spot because I have the room.
No, don't do a 55.
Why?
They're horrible. They're horrible tanks. I want to smash mine. As a matter of fact, when I get my 75 gallon...
Why do you want to smash it?
It's a horrible tank.
Why?
Get a 75.
But I own a 55.
Smash it. It makes for good content.
It's free.
No. Craigslist, $100.
Free.
75 gallon.
I have a 75 gallon. I only paid $40 for it.
Well, there you go. Well, $100 with a stand.
Who needs a stand? What's wrong with you?
I need a stand. My stand that I have won't fit a 75 gallon.
The 75 gallon is drilled already, and I think a flower horn's going in it.
Why?
Why not?
No.
Then I can have a character.
Okay, I guess.
See?
Maybe.
All right, let's move on.
No, but seriously, destroy the 55. It'll make your life much easier.
I have many 55s.
Oh, they're horrible.
They're so cheap.
They're horrible.
That's like $20
they're horrible.
each.
They're horrible. They're horrible tanks. You don't understand. I loathe.
Why?
Because aquascaping, you need a certain amount of depth.
Who aquascapes?
I do.
See, that tank would aquascape a little.
At least I attempt to. Not any good, but I attempt to. Anyway, but when you're trying to do a 55...
You need depth.
It's too narrow, and because of the height, it makes no sense. A 75 is only 6 inches deeper, and that 6 inches makes a big difference. And that's both what she said as well, so...
I was thinking it.
Well, I said it. Because we're going after dark H2O plants.
After dark H2O plants.
As it said when Margaret gets on the stream and destroys my ad revenue. My 50 cents.
Alright, so let's see. Susan says the family had a death and others are very sad. Oh, sorry, Susan. Sorry for your loss. Okay. Oh. NTA says get some guppies from Michael. Please do. Plants from Justin. Please do. Shrimp from Rob. Food and crushed coral from Corey. And voila. You've got yourself a breeding for profit tank. I like how you spell voila. Yeah. I would have put an H on it, but I like it.
Yeah, that works. Did we miss anything here?
Famous Jones says his pond snails are breeding like crazy. You can know all you want for free.
Well, I got some assassin snails back there that I'm trying to breed, so
I'll take care of it.
I got plenty of pond snails.
So Rutu says, "Hi, ball guy. Hi, how are you?" It's another one that I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of usuals in here. Floyd was saying, I was wondering when both of you would do a live stream together, since you live close.
Yeah, he's about 90 minutes from my house, so I took a ride this morning.
That ain't bad. It's a casual fish store drive.
Yeah.
I drive 45 minutes to an hour to go to my
Which
LFS.
fish store?
Fishtown, USA.
Yeah, in Ramsey?
Yeah, or Absolutely Fish.
Where's Absolutely Fish?
God, where are they?
Put him on the spot.
Yeah, I don't remember. Where I want to say like maybe Patterson or something like that. They're closer than Ramsey is, but they're like off
farther west.
Either west or east. I don't remember. Yeah.
Do you like Fishtown, USA?
I like Evan. He's cool. I like that he hooks me up. He knows his stuff relatively, and my only big gripe with him is his store could look amazing if he just took a little extra time to do it. That whole front room when you walk in, I'd put one huge display tank right there. Stocked. Huge display tank. And then maybe a couple nano tanks set up.
I've only been there once.
Yeah?
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He got stuff. He got me stuff. When I asked him, I'm like, yo, I need reticulated flying foxes. He had them in. When I told him about those, he got them in.
All right.
So, he gets them for me.
That's good.
It's not... So there's nothing that's wow about the store. Like, there's nothing that what makes you, like, you walk in and you're like, oh my god, this is an awesome store. Absolutely Fish, if you walk in there, they have beautiful display tanks. All their tanks are themed. Problem is, their cost is way more. You're going to spend... It's $5 to $6 for a cherry strip.
Yeah.
So, you're going to spend a lot more. But, Evan, the owner of Fishtown, could do... If he just made it... Just put something wow in the entrance, forget about it. I should consult for him.
We should... Because I think we missed a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, well, Margaret's here, my wife. She says there's overtime tomorrow. Can I have it? No, I need you tomorrow. We got orders to pack.
Orders to pack. Where do you hide the manzanita, Justin?
What manzanita? I don't have manzanita. I got spiderwood.
Bye, Shireen. JW is getting a 37.
Right.
Epic.
Someone had to say it. We were all thinking it.
Rutu says she has extendable cyborg arms like all Asians.
Let's see. I need some snails. Algae is growing pretty well in my tank, and it would be cool to just see them eating it all. Well, that they do.
Yeah. How do you get rid of the pond snails and keep the nyrite and mystery snails? You have an answer for that?
Not really. I mean, the easiest way to be is take the nyrite and mystery snails out, put them in their own separate thing for a while, throw an assassin snail in there, let them kill all the pond snails, and then take the assassin snail out, throw them in something else, and put the mystery snails and nyrite snails back. Now, if that's not an option, you could throw in do like a little trap, like if you ever seen the shrimp traps, you know, with a reverse soda bottle. Basically, you cut this top portion off, maybe a smaller bottle like this will do probably. Cut this off, you invert it, put some food inside, the snails will really go in there. They could possibly crawl out, but...
you'll get most of them.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of them. Oh, live stream on Instagram is done.
Famous Jones says, Fishtown, USA, you were in my neck of the woods. Haven't bought for them yet. Where do you live? I grew up in Bergen County. Rutu Absolutely Fish has a maintenance business. They want to show off what they can do. Where are you, Rutu? I didn't know you were close to us. You know where she lives?
It's a she? I thought it was a he this whole time.
I think it's a she.
No?
I could be wrong.
Oh, maybe.
So Toby's Aquarium, best place to order beautiful guppies from that would ship to Winnipeg, Manitoba. No idea.
Where's Manitoba? Is that in Canada?
In Canada, yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know.
And I just saw apparently nobody's answering your wife.
Yeah, well, she got an answer.
Okay. Let's see.
Between the two of you, there's infinite knowledge, but what inspires you?
Money. I'm the honest one, sorry.
Now, when you breed fish, right, are you just breeding, like, I guess, I mean, I've never really bred guppies, so I don't know, so I might sound ignorant here, but, like, so, like, you take 2 guppies, or 3 guppies, whatever it is, you put them together, they breed. Are you developing, like, a line, or you're just breeding those and selling the fry, and then breeding again and selling those, like, the same fry from the same
So
parents,
no,
or...
I don't line breed, which is where you take, you know, the parents, and then the fry, you take the 3 or 4 best looking fry, put them in another tank. Then you take the 3 or 4 best looking fry from those guys, put them in. I don't do that. I put, you know, a male and 3 females in a tank and some guppy grass or some Java moss and a sponge filter, and I feed them, and I get babies, and I feed them, and I feed them, and I feed them. Now, I do pull ones that I don't think look good and put them in a mutt guppy tank, which is called culling.
Right.
Some people flush them, some people feed them to other fish. Yeah, you should
messed up,
flush.
equally messed up, bowl.
Well, I mean, you could feed it to other fish. It's the circle of life, but
Well, yeah, I guess.
But you know, I don't line breed. I do take the ones that don't really look great because I'm not going to sell them, and I don't want them ruining more fish that I can't sell.
So here's the thing that I saw recently. I forgot where I saw it, but somebody was selling culls of their shrimp. So they just said, "Look, I got, you know, you got 10 culls of." They came from these. They're culls. They're like a couple of dollars. Would you ever sell your culls of your guppies, or you just?
I mean, if somebody really wanted them, I would, but it would have to be somebody local because shipping would be silly.
Right.
You know, for ugly, what I consider ugly, but
that's perspective.
Yeah,
perspective. So
I put them in the mutt guppy tank and then let the mutt guppies do their thing. So mutt guppies are all kinds of different guppies that aren't pure.
Right.
And
then they continuously breed, though.
Yeah.
So then you have more.
But they make cool looking fish.
So then, but what do you do with, like, I gotta imagine that tank is probably packed. So you just keep them all there, and that's...
Yeah. They'll be for sale at NEC in Connecticut in March.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm bringing mutt guppies.
Okay.
People like mutt guppies.
That could be a new strain. Just call them
the mutt guppy strain.
Michael's Mutts.
Ooh.
There you go.
Could be like, Route 2's in Fort Lee. I know. I grew up in Teaneck. Right next door.
I had another question about the guppies.
And she's a dude. Sorry.
I'm not gonna say it because I'll totally kill this video. I was gonna say so she. No, never mind.
Tell me after.
All right. There's another question about guppies that I just had, and now I can't remember.
All right. Well, you think about that.
Oh, okay. So when you breed the guppies, right? Do you move the parents from the tank?
I don't move anything.
You just leave them.
I just leave them. There's
okay.
So say a 10-gallon tank is this big. There's this much with Java moss.
Okay.
So there's plenty of hiding spots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was like, I don't know if like you would take the parents out of the tank that they made it in, so that way you have like that one batch of fry, and then you move them to another tank to do another batch of fry. So there's not different sizes. That I don't know if they eat each other. I don't know.
So the parents will definitely eat the babies because they're tender and delicious.
Right.
But that's why you need hiding spots. So a healthy guppy mother will drop like 40 fry at a time.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, if 30 of them survive, okay, and then 28 days later you have 30 more. And
right.
So.
Makes sense.
Yep. So dank tanks, I just want to say, talk to Fish Tropics. The dank is for the person that wanted fish in Canada. Fish Tropics is in Ontario, and he does a lot of guppies. He would know where to order them from if he doesn't have them. So, Fish Tropics.
Fishtown, USA in Flushing. I used to go there when I was living in Queens. I don't particularly like that store. Have you? I don't think you've ever. Have you ever ventured out there?
Mm-mm.
No. I don't particularly like that store. I walked in there and you know, I was looking around just because, you know, it's like when you first get into the hobby, you want to go like see all the cool fish stores. So I Googled all of them within a freaking 100-mile radius. And so I would go to all these fish stores. And when I walked in there, they had a lot of, from what I seen, the tanks weren't being properly maintained.
Mm-hmm.
And like I walked around and there was like 4 employees behind the counter and nobody asked like, can I help you with anything? Like, just as a store owner myself, like if I own that store, I'd be like, listen, somebody walks in the door, you have to greet them. Like,
Right.
You know, nothing. I walked around the whole store, was able to leave. They didn't say one word to me. Like, I get it. Most people window shop like that. Like, I've walked into plenty of fish stores and, you know, walked right out because, like, I'm just going to look to see if they have anything cool that catches my eye. But, like, you should still greet customers.
Right.
And that, I feel like... And they weren't doing anything. That's the thing. Like, one guy was on his phone at the counter like this.
Well, that was important.
Yeah. Well, it might have been important.
You should probably figure that out.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay.
All right.
Answer your phone.
So, let's see. Kyle says, Killer, I have way too many mystery snails. Dollar each if you get at least 10. That's a good deal. NTA says, Ruru is hiding behind your tank, silently stealing your... No, she's not. He's not. No, he's not. Sorry. Your Oscar loves the Circle of Life. When I had Oscars, they love the Circle of Life as well.
What makes a good store? What makes a good store is good fish and good selection.
So what's more important, a good selection or clean tanks?
So I feel like it's a double-edged sword. If they have really clean tanks, hold on.
Dad duty.
Don't let me lose that thought.
I'm gonna forget it in a minute. Remind us. So Kyle says if you're taking out the mystery and nerites, whatever, dose something that will kill snails. You just have to wait a few weeks before adding snails you want to live back. So yeah, do that. Famous Jones, what plants are affected most by height placement, assuming you have a medium light on cart? Not for me. We gotta wait for Justin. So Perth, all right, guppy question. I'm in. So use 1 male, 3 female ratio for guppy breeding per tank, or go larger tank to have 10 to 30. I would stick with close to the 1 to 3, 2 to 6. I wouldn't go 10 to 30 because then there's more big mouths to eat little fish. Does that make sense? Hope so.
Okay.
So clean tanks. He remembered.
All right, I remember. So my thought behind this is 2 things. If you walk into a fish store and you see the tanks are absolutely clean and there's no dead fish, that everything's well maintained.
Right.
I worry that they just dispose of the bodies and there may be something wrong with the tank. Maybe they don't quarantine before they put them out on the sales floor, all that, right?
Okay.
Now, Absolutely Fish, what they do is when there's a sick tank, they put a big yellow sticker on the tank and say, we're not selling anything out of this tank until the fish are better. So you know that they're sick. They have a sticker on there and they don't sell anything out of it. So I like that method.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I do many fish store tours. I get to travel for work sometimes, so I've done tours all around the country and in Japan. And in Japan, I've never seen a dead fish in any tank, but I think that's because their tanks are immaculate always. But here, if you see a lot of dead fish, you're like, well, what the heck? And a lot is 2 or 3 to me. If you see one, it happens.
Right.
I found a dead fish in one of my tanks this morning. It happens, right? But if you see, 4 or 5 tanks with dead fish in them, 1 or 2 in each tank, that's not good. And just like you said, if you see nothing, if everything is perfect, does that mean everything is perfect, or does that mean they're just really good at taking care of everything?
Yeah.
Good question. Don't know.
But that's why I like when, Absolutely Fish, they put the sticker on it. Makes you know, like, oh, hey,
right,
we're actually, like, actively looking at the tanks to see, what tanks are messed up. See, and then, let's see.
So Ruru says, clean tanks, if they don't have a good selection, you can always ask if they'll order for you. And that's true, assuming you know what you're looking for.
Yeah. And here's the thing, depending on the size of the fish store, you know, I'll walk into Fishtown, USA. I go there at least, you know, maybe once or twice a month. The days that I go, they don't have shipments of fish, so they're usually out. So it's one of those I have to say, hey, I'm looking for these. Can you get me in? Like, I went to get more Celeste Pearlodonias. I wanted to add 50 more to that tank. And I went there, and he only had, like, 7 left. Because I bought the original 20 that he had. Then I bought the 7 now that he had. I'm like, hey, I need more. He's like, oh, well, I'll get more in for you. You know, no problem. I'm like, okay. You know, it sucks that I have to drive an hour, though, to get them, you know, again. But I'll go there and pick up something else that catches my eye, sure.
Right.
I picked up 2 rare crypts from him the other day. I was like, ooh, rare crypts.
So the budget aquarist says, knowledgeable employees are becoming more and more rare at big box stores, just off Pepco, where the girl in the aquarium section told someone that the glowfish were died.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm lucky. There's a PetSmart around the corner from my house, and there's 2 people that work in the aquarium section that are, like, really smart. Like, they know their stuff. And so I was looking at fish one day, and she says, so I went to buy some guppies, and she says, that's right, I bought guppies at PetSmart. And she says, well, what tank you're going to put these in? I'm like, oh, a 10 gallon. She's like, how long has it been set up? Is it cycled? And she asked me like 1,000 questions. And at first I was offended, like, how dare... Wait a minute. She's asking the right questions?
Yeah.
That's actually a good thing.
Right.
And so then I talked to her. I told her I have, like, at that point I think I only had 40 tanks. And she's like, oh. And, then we talked about the local fish store and blah, blah, blah. So
yeah.
The thing with any fish store, anytime you buy a pet, you have to research it.
Yeah.
You're not going to go buy a dog without knowing the breed or knowing its temperament.
Yeah. Well,
why would you do the same thing with a fish?
I've bought a couple of fish that I probably... Yeah. Well, let's not touch on them. Listen, they're still alive.
All right, well, that's good.
They're upstairs, but it turns out you can't put killifish in with community fish.
Oh, no. That you certainly can't do.
But
their name is Killy!
But there are plenty of people that tell you can. So there's conflicting information on it.
Yeah. There's also people that tell you can't put plants with goldfish or goldfish with angels.
Yeah. So,
all right.
I mean, yeah. The thing, though, I just to touch on that, I do like when the employees ask the right questions. That I find they're like, oh, what kind of tank you have? And all the time I'm like, listen, I have, all these tanks. Don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. But what's funny is I've actually had some people that buy plants from me that work at Petco and PetSmart that tell the customers that are looking for plants, try H2O plants because our selection sucks.
Yeah, their plants are garbage.
Yeah, and most of them aren't even aquatic. They sell a lot of marginal plants that are for like bogs and stuff. People put in their aquarium, they die instantly.
And they go buy more plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cycle continues. But for the people that work at Petco and PetSmart that suggest mine, thank you. I appreciate you. Should give you a commission check.
So it's like an hour.
Yeah,
and
we're
12 minutes.
we're over our limit. I just wanted to see if there's anything else. Melissa, I'm glad to see you got new growth, and I think that's it. I think we're good. So, this was long. Yeah, we're 15 minutes over. All right, guys. Check out Michael's channel. Link is in the description. If you want to head on over, check out his style of videos, and maybe buy some guppies. What else do you breed, though, besides guppies?
Guppies, swordtails, mollies, and platies.
Okay.
You can check out my YouTube channel, Michael's Fish Room, or michaelsfishroom.com is my website.
Okay. Cool. So head on over there. Like this video as always. Subscribe here if you're new, if you're just finding it. And I'll see you, tomorrow there will be a video, and then I'll see you Wednesday. Later.